Hello fellow humans, I'm Michelle Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe to see more of whatever's going on. So it's super late right now. It is currently about 4:30 in the morning. I should have been in bed hours ago, but I'm super excited because it's finally my weekend anniversary getaway with the love of my life, Matt. And I thought I would take this opportunity to, one, just kind of give you the overview on how I met him, etc., etc., as a fun little get to know more about my personal life. And two, since I'm going to be giving him these things in the morning, I feel pretty confident that I can show these things to you guys because he's at work right now and there's no chance he's going to watch this video, or if he ever did watch it, there's 0% chance of him seeing this before I give him his gift, so I can't ruin the surprise. So anyway, I'm going to start by showing you some pictures that I printed out today. So we'll go from order of time here. So this is the first picture that we ever took together. And we had been dating for a few months at this point. And we kept joking that I was dating the stuffed octopus because I had all these pictures of me cuddling the octopus and not a single one of us together. And I used to complain about it incessantly, like, we don't have any pictures together, we've been together for a while now. And then I was taking a picture with the octopus and he came over and surprised me by licking my face. So this is the first photo that we ever took together. So I took one of that. The next one I've got here, this was from, I can't remember if it was before or after New Year's, but we went up and saw the ice castles, literal like castles made of ice. You can see Matt's beard is literally frozen here. It was so cold. Because the day we decided to go do this, it was, not even joking, minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it was actually minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. With the wind chill. It was so horribly cold. I was wearing so many layers and I still almost got frostbite on my fingers. It hurt so bad when we got back inside that I was almost crying. But it was still a lot of fun. The ice castles are really cool. This is from our road trip down to North Carolina back in April. The light's not great in this one. This is taken by one of his family members, but this is a cute one of me being on the tire swing looking up at him. That's in the backyard of his dad's house down in North Carolina. And the most recent one I've got here, this is from the Craftsman's Fair that we just went to a couple weeks ago. And it's one of my favorite pictures of us. I just think it's a really cute photo. And this was a sculpture that was in the background there. So there's my sappy romantic pictures, and then Matt just wanted a couple pictures of me to keep for his locker, so I printed out these for him as well to take with him, and then I just grabbed like cheapo magnetic 4x6 frame thing so he could hang up whichever picture he so chose in his locker at work. So that's part one of my gift. Part two, so this shirt I found just totally random. So Matt, he loves button-down shirts, he loves the color blue, and he's obsessed with octopuses. I found this navy blue button-down shirt with this really cool octopus print all over it. And they didn't actually have it in his size at the store, so I stood there at the store and literally went online and found it in his size and ordered it immediately. Because I was like, he needs to own this shirt. It's just so perfect. And it's actually like a really cute octopus print. Like, it's realistic, but still cool. It's not weird. And from far away, it's just like, oh, it's just like a patterned shirt. So I'm really excited that I found that, because Matt's pretty particular about clothes, and I'm never entirely sure if I can pick out clothes that he'll actually like. Although I did have good success recently with this plaid shirt I wasn't sure if he was going to like. Now, this one is a little bit extra special. So, rewind a couple months ago, we were picking up my car from the car dealership because I'd gotten some work done. So this must have been back in May. And the guy who was working at the dealership that day, he had this super awesome tie on. It was this pink, kind of slim tie, like a baby pink tie with little blue whales on it. And Matt and I both immediately went, oh my goodness, I love your tie. And I think the guy thought we were kidding at first, but no, we both actually seriously love this tie. Sorry, I'm super dehydrated today. But anyway, so I've been on this quest ever since to try and find the tie. Now, here's the thing. I narrowed it down to one of two brands. I'm 99% sure the actual tie we saw was a tie from J. Crew, because I did find the tie online that had already sold on Poshmark. Now, they don't make this particular tie anymore, so the only way to really get it is secondhand, and I've been browsing eBay like once a week trying to find it. No luck. All I saw was that one already sold link on Poshmark. Which, if you don't know, I've never used it either, but Poshmark, it's like eBay, just people selling their stuff. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure it was that tie. I did find a different brand called Vineyard Vines. Was it Vineyard? I gotta look this up now because now I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure it was Vineyard Vines, this other brand, and they had a very similar tie. It was a darker color though, but it was still like pink with blue whales. But I didn't love the colors because it was a very dark tie, and the one we saw originally was like a really light baby pink. So I was like, oh, I don't know what I do, because I really want to find this tie for him. Since we both loved it, I thought it'd be a really cute gift. So the next thing I did was I went on to Etsy and I started looking at handmade ties. And I found this store, this one. It's called Tie Fetish, which, how appropriate, right? I don't know if this is going to be backwards when you actually see this, but, you know, cameras, how do those work? But, they had this, they make both bow ties and regular ties. And most of the, you know, they'll have patterns in both. But they had one pattern that was only in bow ties, but it was this really, really cute light blue with bright pink whales on it. I was like, okay, it's not exactly the same, but it's actually almost even cuter. And so I immediately messaged the store owner and I was like, hey, would it be possible to get one of your ties in the same fabric that this bow tie is in? And they were like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And it came in the mail. I was worried it wasn't going to get here in time because I ordered this pretty last minute. I was figuring I would just save it for Christmas if it didn't get here before anniversary weekend. But it arrived yesterday and I'm super stoked. So it came in this super nice little box with the store logo on it, which is like a perfect gift box, right? And then you open it up and you guys, look at this pattern. Look at the little whales. They're so cute. I love this so much. And it's so well made too. I'm really impressed. Like, it has this really pretty fabric lining and then the hand stitching. And they've got a little wooden tag. It's got the loop to put the tail through. I'm just really stoked about this tie. I don't even know if he's gonna have a shirt to wear with it, to be honest, but I just really wanted him to own this tie because I've been looking so hard to find it, and I actually think I like this even more than the original one we saw. I really like the bright pink whales on the light blue tie. It definitely won't match the shirt that I mean, you could. It would be a lot. I would probably wear this with a plainer shirt. Yeah, I probably wouldn't wear these together. But this tie is just so freaking cute. I'm obsessed. I almost want to, like, just find this fabric and make things out of it. So that is my other gift from Matt that I'm really excited about. And then the other two things, one of them I already told you about, that was the nipple clamps, which are actually in this room. I could go grab them and actually show them to you. In fact, let's do that. Hold that thought. Okay. So if you haven't seen my other video, well, I'll explain real quick, is my issue with nipple clamps. I have small nipples and they kind of just tend to pop off, and any of like either the alligator clamps or the clover clamps, they pinch, and especially when they come off, it like snaps off like clothespins. It's really painful and I don't like them, so I won't use them. So I was at the store and I found these ones. And the thing I really like about these clamps is that they are just screws. Like, it's kind of hard to do this and show you. But there's no spring action. Wherever you set it, that's where it sits. And so the nice thing about this is, even if it were to, like, let's pretend for a second here that my pinky is a nipple. So you can cut it as tight as you want, and if for some weird reason it were to slip off, it doesn't snap shut. It stays at whatever you screwed it at. So I was really excited to find these because I don't mind these because I know it's not going to pinch if it slides off. So I was really excited about this. The other thing I got, which I actually should pull out anyway because I got to take the tag off. I bought us a spreader bar. I'm pretty stoked about it. But yeah, still this thing I need to take off. But I liked this one. So we've been thinking about getting one for a while. But the thing I liked about this one specifically was that the way it adjusts, if you know, you're not a moron. And it adjusts really easily, and it's all metal. Like, you see like the crappy plastic ones, and I think this one will actually last. And it wasn't that expensive either. I just got it from like, you know, the sex store, but the one not very close to here. Yeah, and those are all my anniversary presents for him. The only one he knows about is the clamps, because we've already used those. Also, don't mind this. You can probably guess what that's from. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this weekend. We're gonna go down to Boston and see a play I guess tonight. It is now officially Saturday. And then tomorrow on Sunday, we have, well, I booked us this really snazzy hotel room, and that's why I thought it'd be fun to get like the clamps and the spreader bar and like bring it all to the hotel. We're gonna rent some movies. The hotel has a hot tub with like jets in the bedroom, so we're gonna like get some champagne, some fruit, hang out in the tub, watch movies, crazy hotel room shenanigans. It's gonna be a great, like, best romantic weekend getaway ever. So where did I even find Matt? Now that it's been a full year, in reflection, I actually met Matt online on a dating site, OkCupid. Now, I went through a big phase with the online dating. So my last long-term relationship was about 3 years. And I had met my ex just in person at a club. I had never really met anybody offline. I'd only ever met someone offline once, and I dated him for a couple of months. This is right before I met my ex. I dated that guy for a couple of months, and he was crazy. And I got with my ex, we were together for 3 years, and then after we broke up, this is when I actually gave online dating a shot, because I was just like, okay. I knew that I was looking for a pretty specific kind of person, because the problem with being kinky and trying to date, but also being monogamous, because the kink community is widely poly. Like, it's very rare to find a single monogamous person in the kink community. And like, your kinks have to align, your interests have to align, you have to be attracted to each other. It's just being kinky adds a whole nother level to dating that you just don't have to deal with in vanilla dating. Like, if I met somebody totally vanilla and we were super compatible in all the right ways, but they were vanilla, I couldn't be with them because, like, if they weren't interested in kink or interested in participating in the kinks that I'm involved in, I couldn't date them. Like, it just would never work. And so it adds a whole nother spectrum to dating that was just like, okay, I live in pretty rural New England up here, and it's hard enough to meet people. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put it all out there on a dating website and see what happens. Like, I had pictures of me doing all sorts of fetishy shenanigans, and my profile was super, super long, explaining exactly what I was looking for, exactly what I was into. And naturally, I got a lot of really weird messages. And I tried a couple different sites. I did Tinder for a bit because I didn't realize that Tinder was a hookup site, because apparently I lived under a rock. Met a guy off Tinder, we dated for a couple months, and then that ended because I didn't actually want to date. And then I went from Tinder to OkCupid. I met a guy on OkCupid, we dated for a couple months, and then that didn't work. This was like the summer of like just short-term dating. It was a nightmare. And then, and in between all this, a bunch of dates that just didn't turn into anything. And then after that guy and I broke up, I was super, super drunk one night at one of my friend's houses, and we were watching Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was drinking rum straight from the bottle. And while I was there, I was browsing through OkCupid, and I came across Matt's profile. And the thing that immediately stopped me was the fact that A, he's just super handsome. I was really attracted to him instantly. I loved the beard and just thought he was really handsome. But B, his profile picture was him holding the same bottle of rum that I was drinking that night, and I thought that was hilarious. And so he caught my eye, and I went on his profile and I started reading through it. And I remember just like the actual profile part was okay. Towards the end, it did mention something about the word kink. I was like, If you've never been on OkCupid, you can answer a bunch of questions, and it gives you like a compatibility percentage with a person. And my average with people was pretty low, just because I had answered a lot of the questions, and very honestly, and I'm a person who has unusual wants, needs, and thoughts. And so usually the highest I would get would be about 85, 86%. The only people I would get higher than that with, funny enough, would be my friends that were on the same site, like Alistair, funny enough. Back when we were both single and both on OkCupid at the same time, we would crack up laughing whenever we ran across each other's profiles because our percentage match was ridiculously high. And it's like, well, of course, like we have so much crap in common because we're like best friends. So it was just really funny. But so after I went to Matt's profile and I was reading through that, we had like it was in the 90s. It was really high. It was like 96. I was like, how have I not seen this person before? And so I messaged him. I didn't do it that night that I found his profile because I was pretty drunk and I wanted to write something meaningful because I was genuinely interested in talking to him. The percentage was really high, and the other thing about OkCupid is it does let you go through and read somebody's answers to all the questions. And that would be the first thing I would do is like, okay, look at the percentage, read the profile, and then go read their actual answers to the questions, because a lot of people will type in text to clarify whatever. And this is how I would figure out if somebody was actually kinky or not if they didn't already say it on their profile, which most people don't, because not everyone's as open about it as I am. In fact, most people are not as open about it as I am. I started reading through the questions on his profile, and I realized pretty instantly that he was the real thing just based on what I read. So the next day, I messaged him, because if I had an interest in somebody, I'm that girl who messages first. Don't care. And the reason why I found out I hadn't seen his profile before, because I'd been on the site for a little bit, is he had only just reactivated it because he was actually on vacation at the time and he was super bored hanging out in like Virginia. And we started talking while he was down there, even though he only lived about half an hour away from me up here. So we talked for a good week, and then we went on our first date. So our first actual date was August 19th of last year. So technically this Sunday will be the 1 year anniversary of our date. And our first date was very, like, cliche, you know, we went out for dinner and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it was really sweet. And we got along pretty well, like, off the bat. So I was like, oh, okay, this is going well. And then 3 days later, on my birthday, we were dating. So that's why we say that I think of our anniversary of just kind of being that whole weekend, just because we pretty much met and started dating within those 3 days. But we decided that officially our anniversary would be on my birthday, which I don't mind. I kind of like having it like a 2-for-1. I've never been a huge person that like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for my birthday. I've always been pretty meh about my birthday. So it's kind of nice to have something else to look forward to on that same day. Like, you know, he can celebrate my birthday, but like I get to celebrate our anniversary too. So it's like, I like how it's like a two-way thing. But yeah, so that is a story of how I met Matt. We actually met on the internet. So internet dating, it actually does work sometimes for kinky people too. So I'm gonna let you go. If you can't tell, I've been getting ready. I dyed my hair, which I finally bleached my roots. Thank goodness. It was getting so long. But the reason why the roots are a different color is because I used up the rest of that pastel blue hair dye that I had, and that stuff does not stick to my roots. But I didn't want to deal with the dark blue hair dye because that stuff stains everything, and we're going out the next 2 days, and I don't want to be a smurf. So I just used up the rest of the pastel and accepted that I've kind of got like a peacock thing going on right now. Whatever, it still looks better than it did. And then I also like did a bunch of like facial masks. I am moisturized. I have some lip oil on, try and drink a bunch of water for bed. I want to be glowing, radiant, beautiful thing to take pictures for our anniversary. So I'm gonna go to bed and get some sleep. Maybe I will definitely post some pictures of the weekend on Instagram. I don't know if I'll have time to film anything, but either way, wish me luck. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!